Hi, everybody. Welcome to Discover College Soccer. Today, I'm lucky enough to be joined by Coach Eddie out at Western Iowa Tech. Welcome, Coach.
Hello, hello.
Thanks for being here. Hopefully, winter hasn't set in too harsh on Western Iowa at this point yet.
No snow yet, but
Yeah.
it's cold. It's getting cold.
All right. Well, we're talking here end of November. Uh, in terms of, you got to recruit twice as much as everybody else, right? As a community college. So, um, w- what it kind of is your timeline right now in terms of finishing up your class of 25s? How many do you have? How long do you go before you finish that class? Is it ever really done? What does it look like for you guys?
I mean, it's an ongoing process. I mean, at the JUCO level, it's like we really get it's kind of we get the trickle down effect, right? Everybody obviously they want to go D1, D2, NAIA, and then we'll kind of get whatever's left over if but like it's ongoing. This year, as you may know, is we just got done with our second year, so like our program's not out there yet, and we're still establishing ourselves. So not a lot of people know us, but from I was just talking with my athletic director, like from the first 2 years, man, like this year has been like a gold mine, right? Like, okay, we had a little bit of success, and it's going into our third year or finishing our second year, going into our third year, and I was like, man, I'm having coaches contact me, and I was like, man, it feels like it's exciting, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, when it comes to your roster, I see you kind of got that mix of Iowa and then international. A lot of junior colleges kind of have that local and international mix. So, what
Yeah.
is there is there anything you're looking for in particular, or any places that you go to find local and or international players? Where are your hot spots for
Uh,
recruiting?
as far as like locally, right? I'm a Siouxland guy. We're in the tri-state area. Like I love, I coach high school here, so I love to have all the local girls come here. I think we're a great start. But like the Omaha area, man, that's a gold mine, right? It's all D1, D2. Like we're trying to get up there. I think like we're not established yet. We're recruiting against Iowa Western and Iowa Central. I mean, they're just powerhouses up there. Like, why come travel an hour and a half while you can stay home there? But as far as internationals, man, like with the process with the agencies and stuff like that, like it's just kind of deciphering through all the information and then kind of seeing what we need, and then the budget is a big thing, and then but yeah, I mean I want a good mixture of both.
Okay. Well, when it comes to looking at players, whether domestic or international, kind of what makes up that hierarchy of things you're looking for in a player off the field and on the field?
Uh, for me, it's like, have they, how far have they, like at the highest level, have they competed, right? Are they, championship, have they won before, right? Because it's like going through the process of winning and won before, like already what it takes to and the workload, right? And then we have a program that we take. I have them take. It's called a mind. It's like a TAP assessment. It's through a riser,
Mhm.
and it gives me a lot of information of how they are, like character wise, their mindset and their strengths and their weaknesses, and I kind of they give me a score, and I kind of use that just kind of as a reference. But I was like, I'm looking for players that just are hard work, that are not scared to invest in themselves.
Well, and not planned, but the podcast is definitely friends with the Riser Mindset tool as
Oh, is it?
well. And
Oh,
folks can go to discovercollegesoccer.com and get our code to save 10% on that product. It's good that you like it. It is pretty cool
highly
to
recommend it.
really dig deep. Yeah, for sure. Well, in terms of the school itself, some folks maybe not familiar. So what is it that sticks out to you that made you kind of want to go to Western Iowa Tech? What makes it a great school? Some things maybe wouldn't even know by going through the website.
No, man, I'm a local guy here. I've been in the Siouxland area, and then they opened the athletic program like 2 years ago. I've been coaching club and high school for like 2 decades, right? And this opened up, and I was like, man, this is a great opportunity because we have great players around here. But like as far as the college wise, like man, they are so like they don't cut the corners, right? They provide everything you need, right? They meet you where you are, right? And like you come here and you feel the support, right? You feel the love, talking with my players one on one after the season. It's like my sophomores are like, man, I wish we were a 4 year school, right? We love it here, and it comes to a point where like man, like we spoil these kids, and like they kind of feel the sense of entitlement here, like we want more, we want more. And I'm like, dang, we created some monsters here. But like, no, that's the culture here at Western Iowa Tech, though. It's just overwhelming support.
No, that's fantastic. Well, in terms of um, the school itself, sometimes one of the for many people the benefit of going to community college is the cost savings. Um, talk to me about what is kind of what a player coming in expect on average, what kind of financial aid is available, whether that's soccer related or other related, and are, some community colleges have dorms, others don't. Kind of what's your all set up there, and
Yeah,
what's the
so
kind of the costing structure?
I think like just a walk on in general, if you're going to stay here on campus, is about around 14K to 15K around there. But like with the domestic players with the FAFSA and the other grants and scholarships that we have here in place, a lot of our local players are free, or they'll come here free, or they'll pay around 4K or 5K for the whole year. So it's very affordable. And then as far as for internationals and Division II, right? Like we can't pay for housing and food, so their minimum costs would be at least 6,800 around there. But like the dorms are right here on campus, and it's like we have everything we need here.
Oh, great. Well, take me back, let's say end of October, you're kind of in the heart of that conference season. Walk me through what's a typical week look like for the players in terms of winter classes, practices, games, meals, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so like end of October here, like this past season, like
Yeah.
it just Uh, so we're kind of getting into the end of the playoffs, or the start of the playoffs, to say. It's just we have practices every day, 4 to 6, but then we have classes, we have study halls as well throughout the week. At least once every Thursday for us is a study hall, and then like film sessions, a couple days before the game. And then they're I guess they're fitness, it goes in there depending on each player as well, rehab with the trainer. But it's like it's hard being a student athlete, man, like, and then you throw life into it too, and it's like it's chaotic. But like a typical day, like they have class until about 3:30, and then the practice from 4 to 6. Then after that they have dinner, and then and then some on Thursdays we have study hall. And then after, or they don't have study hall throughout the week. It's just basically recovery that late in the season. Is like trying to get healthy again, and being able to play on come game day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in terms of the team and that, how many are you trying to have on your roster? What's an ideal roster size for you? I know it's only as you're going in your third year, but kind of if you have your druthers, what's that number going to look like?
I mean, just take you back the first year was just like, man, I just want to fill the roster. I want to make sure I have a starting 11 every game. Second year we got around 24 to 25. And then I was like, that's a good number. Like we were able to hold 11v11 practices, right? Like the first year, like we struggled. We never had a 11v11. And then come this third year, I'm looking to add a second team, so my goal, right, is to hit around 33 to 35 players total.
Okay. Well, besides the roster players, it takes a staff, right? So who else maybe is on your staff, or what other staff are within the athletic department that kind of help with the team, and what is everybody's role there?
Yeah, so I mean, like coming in, it's budget is a big thing, right? Starting a program from fresh, and so they provided me with an assistant coach that was assistant coach with the men's team and the women's team, and we found out like that's hard. Like he was going around in circles. He couldn't commit, right? You just can't. But you don't have enough hours in the day. So we hired a assistant coach, a friend of mine, very late in the season, and then he right now he's kind of just helping with the recruiting class. We had we had a goalkeeper coach at the beginning of the year hired, but then he took another job in Florida, And I was like, man, so that kind of cut us. And then the hiring process is, it takes a while so that we're just getting into the season. We never was able to get another goalkeeper coach, but that's kind of one of my goals this offseason is to get a goalkeeper coach in because like I said, my goalkeepers, I told him, I was like, man, I feel like I failed you. Like we just didn't have the time. So
Yeah.
that's my goal for the offseason.
Okay. Well, what about you? How would you describe kind of your style of coaching and the style of play you're looking to play there?
My style, I would say like like it's the truth, right? The truth is I'm hard. I'm hard. I'm demanding. I hold you accountable. But that I love hard, right? My love is not like I may not tell you I love you all the day every day, but at the same time, like I make sure that you have everything you need, right? My way of showing you love is me checking up on you, making sure you have everything you need. But my style of play, man, I love the game. It's a beautiful game. But the past few years, I have not had the players to play the way I wanted to play. But then in the ideal world, you know what I mean? I would love. I'm a defensive coach, defensive minded coach. I love possession of the ball, right? But then I love scoring goals as well. So it's a low risk, high reward kind of deal. But the way we've been playing the past 2 years is kind of find the opponent's weakness and then trying to exploit it. So we're playing direct, and it's like not always the way, but like I said, we got to get results to just kind of build a program until we get the right players in here.
Well, part of building a program is what you do in the off season as well. So, what would players expect to do in that spring season?
Compete, right? We got to build a culture to compete. The biggest thing is the culture. We get touches on the ball. We want to build. We have a. I read a book. The UNC coach, I forget his name now, but they have a points league, right? So we have 3-on-3 futsals, and then we just rotating players in all the time, and then we have a points league to create that competitive just bond within the team. But then we're hitting the weights. We got a great um, physical trainer, strength and conditioning coach here as well. And like I said, that's the off season is mainly just to elevate, right? Personal growth.
Okay. Well, you've given us a lot of good insights here to the team. I'm going to leave you with one last question. That is, if you had a piece of advice for a student athlete going through the recruiting process right now, what would that be?
I would say enjoy it, right? Enjoy it. It's and then explore all the opportunities you have. Don't settle with one. You know what I mean? Like go out and talk to as many coaches as you can. Ask tons of questions. That's one of the things I look for as in a recruit is like, do they ask questions, right? Like I want players to ask questions. I want them to invest in themselves because the more they ask, the more, you know what I mean? They're trying to gain knowledge, right? So they're doing the due diligence of recruiting. So that's the biggest thing. Like enjoy the process. I know it's stressful. I know it can be stressful, but like I said, it's at the end of the day, it's very fun trying to get all the information you can and like sell yourself, right? Don't be afraid to sell yourself. Be confident.
Absolutely. Great advice, Coach. Well, hey, I really appreciate it. Good luck as you're wrapping up this next recruiting class, and best of luck continuing to build this program.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.